A calm morning at Mayfair. Irven Khoza reflects on Khuliso Mudau and the responsibility of wearing black and white. A calm morning at Mayfair. The morning sun rose gently over Mayfair, casting long shadows across the Orlando Pirates training complex. It was not a day filled with noise or celebration. There were no flashing cameras at the gate, no dramatic announcements echoing across social media. Instead, there was calm, the kind of calm that usually comes after decisions have already been made. Inside one of the modest boardrooms, Irven Khoza sat comfortably, hands folded, eyes focused not on paperwork, but on the responsibility that comes with leading one of Africa's most respected football institutions. This was not a press conference. This was a reflection. For decades, Khoza had learned that true leadership in football was not about shouting the loudest or promising the most. It was about timing, discipline, and understanding when to speak and when to allow the work on the field to speak for itself. On this morning, his thoughts turned naturally to Khuliso Mudau, a player officially registered with Orlando Pirates, and what that registration truly meant beyond forms, contracts, and headlines. Irven Khoza on responsibility, not hype. Khoza leaned back slightly as he began to speak, his voice steady and deliberate. At Orlando Pirates, registration is not a celebration, it is a responsibility. He explained that fans often focus on excitement, debates, and comparisons, but internally, the club views registration as the beginning of accountability, not the end of negotiation. Khuliso Mudau, he said, arrived not as a promise of miracles, but as a professional expected to work, grow, and respect the badge. We don't register players to satisfy noise outside. We register players because we believe they can contribute within our structure. The chairman emphasized that every registered player at Orlando Pirates enters a system built on history, discipline, and expectation. Mudau was no exception. Khuliso Mudau's place in the Pirates' structure. Khoza was careful with his words, choosing clarity over exaggeration. Khuliso Mudau is registered with Orlando Pirates. That is a fact. Beyond that, football must take its course. He spoke about how modern football often rushes players into labels: star, savior, failure. Yet Pirates, he said, avoid such shortcuts. Mudau's role would be defined by training sessions, tactical understanding, fitness, and attitude, not by online debates. We do not protect players from competition, we prepare them for it. According to Khoza, Mudau understood that joining Pirates meant earning minutes, not being handed them. The coaching staff, medical team, and technical analysts all play a role in guiding registered players toward readiness. Leadership without pressure. Khoza addressed a topic many fans misunderstand: pressure. Pressure does not come from the chairman. Pressure comes from the badge. He explained that Pirates leadership does not burden players with unrealistic demands. Instead, the club creates an environment where standards are clear and consistent. Mudau, as a registered Pirates player, entered a space where discipline matters as much as talent. You cannot survive here on ability alone. Khoza highlighted that professionalism, punctuality, recovery habits, and respect for teammates define success at Pirates. A word on patience and development. One of the strongest themes of Khoza's reflection was patience. Football careers are not built in press releases. He acknowledged that supporters naturally want immediate impact, but Pirates operates with long-term vision. Mudau's journey would be shaped by form, opportunity, and adaptation. Registration is not a guarantee of starting, it is a commitment to development. Khoza made it clear that no player is rushed or frozen out unfairly. Decisions are made by the technical team based on performance and readiness. The Pirates' identity. Khoza stood and walked toward a window overlooking the training pitches. When you wear black and white, you carry generations. He spoke about former players who had walked the same grounds, trained under the same expectations, and learned the same lessons. Mudau, he said, had now become part of that ongoing story. not because of who he was before, but because of who he must become here. Message to the supporters. Khoza concluded his reflection with a calm message to Pirate supporters. Support does not mean pressure. Support means patience. He encouraged fans to judge Mudau fairly based on performance over time, not rumor or comparison. Let the player grow. Let football speak. Quiet confidence. As the morning progressed, training began outside. Boots met grass, whistles sounded, routine continued. Inside the boardroom, Khoza returned to his work, confident that Orlando Pirates had done what they always do: act deliberately, responsibly, and within football principles. Khuliso Mudau was registered. The process was complete. The journey had just begun.